Welcome to the Simple Logistics channel. So today we have some news regarding the Suez Channel situation. Today we are on March 30th. The Ever Given vessel has been removed from the channel. So finally they were able to dislodge it from the grounding position that it was on so far, and the flow of ships through the channel is already moving. So the flow has been restored. What does that change for our situation? In general, we can say that the worst situation has been avoided. Worst situation would be weeks long work to remove the ship from the position where it was grounded. And that was really possible. But with a bit of technique, a bit of luck, because of the tides, they were able to remove the ship from the position it was stuck on, and now the channel is free for all vessels to pass. There was some damage to the channel itself. A lot of sand was moved, so they will have to make repairs, probably some construction work in the channel to in the next few weeks. But the Egyptian government is willing to recover the lost revenue uh, because of all these weeks, of all these days that ships weren't able to pass through the channel. Each ship that passed through the channel, each vessel that goes through the channel has to pay a fee to the Egyptian government. So it's an important form of revenue for the government there, and they are willing to restore it as soon as possible. They are talking about opening the channel 24/7 for quite a long time. The flow of vessels is restored, and there are no traffic jams anymore there. For the world of logistics in general, it's a good situation. The worst has been avoided. Probably the flow of goods, the flow of ships will go back to normal in a few weeks' time. There is still some traffic jams. There is still a backlog of ships that have to go through the channel. The situation wasn't normal even when the channel was open before that. It will take a few weeks time for shipping lines to recover of the delays that this blockage has caused. This blockage caused also some increase in costs, especially fuel costs, because ships, when they are stranded, they have to use some fuel to generate electric power for the crew. And you had a number of ships, a number of vessels that were diverted to the Good Hope Strait around the Horn of Africa that requires a lot more fuel to go from Asia to Europe and vice versa. These costs will impact freight for a number of weeks ahead. The traffic jams will impact booking and container availability for a number of weeks ahead. But overall, a worse situation has been averted. The Suez Channel has been closed before. As I mentioned, it happened in the 60s during the Arab-Israeli wars. It was closed for 8 years, and it caused a severe downturn in the economic situation back then. Coupled with the OPEC fuel crisis, oil crisis. So we didn't want that situation to happen again. I think overall, these years long effect has been averted by now. The pandemic still rages on, is still causing aftershocks to the world economy, aftershocks to logistics. But in general, the situation tends to go back to normal. Freight prices tend to go back to normal. Any changes to the world economy and to supply chain in general will be more related to policy changes. As I mentioned before, many governments want to reduce their dependency on Chinese supply, especially for essential goods. U.S. is taking a long look at it. We'll still have some changes in that respect, but as of logistics is concerned, I think the worst effects have been averted. Things will tend to normalize in a couple of weeks' time, and the shipping industry, shipping lines, they will feel the effects of these for an average time of a few months. There are some effects regarding insurance. There will be some contention. Probably some companies will go to court against the shipping line that caused the blockage of the Suez Channel. But overall, the industry as a whole will be restored to normal, and that's what we want to see. We don't want to see a situation like in the 60s or in the 70s when this Suez Channel wasn't available, wasn't a viable passage for a number of years, and that has caused freight increases in general, that has averted globalization for a number of years, that has delayed globalization for a number of years, that caused at the time an economic downturn in most countries, an increase in fuel prices, as I mentioned, coupled with the whole OPEC situation, when they reduced production quotas to force prices up, and that has caused economic downturn in most developed countries back then. We don't want to see that situation playing out again, and I think as it is right now, if nothing else happens, that situation, that worst case scenario, has been avoided, and things will slowly go back to normal. Freight prices will remain high for some time, but in time they will go back to their normal prices, and freight costs will go back to where they were. Some supply chains will change forever, but that has more to do with policy choices than with logistics or freight costs. Okay, so That was our update on the Suez Channel situation. Please stay tuned with our channel, and we'll be back when there are not new developments or with new videos every week. So if you like logistics, if you like to learn more about logistics, or if you like to hear logistics news, please subscribe to our channel and stay tuned for new videos like this. Thank you very much. Bye.